Hey James, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Connie? We have some cool stuff to talk to people about today. Goals, getting to their goals, getting to their dreams, actually manifest and create stuff and make stuff happen in their lives. I hear we're doing some cool stuff
I
today.
love manifesting. I love manifesting.
Right
It's my
on.
favorite activity.
It doesn't have to be this airy fairy thing that a lot of people think. It is. It's just let's make shit happen in our lives, in our businesses, in our work. Let's achieve
Yeah.
these big dreams and big goals that we want, and
hmm
the stuff we want in our lives. And you and I were talking a minute ago before we started about actually having goals, because I think statistically 95 or 96% of people don't even have goals or have solid goals other than I want more
I,
money or I want more whatever.
yeah. I think you're being more generous than you need to be. I think it's higher than that. I think it's
That's
like
right.
98%. And when they think they have a goal, and like you said, it's not really a goal. Everybody wants joy, happiness, and financial freedom. What is that
To
for
lose
you?
weight, exactly,
Right?
exactly. You're down a pound. Well, great. You've lost weight. You've got your goal. Maybe not. Maybe not. So to your point,
Yeah.
having those kick-ass goals that yes are smart, they're measurable, they're specific, they're realistic, but not too realistic either. Have some kick-ass big goals to motivate you. Um, but also,
Mm.
yeah, have some goals. And again, I think it's like 99% of people don't write them down as well. And I think that is critical, especially in a place where they see them all the time. And oh yeah, that's right. My big top three goals are ABC. And really have that
Mm.
motivate you, inspire you to get your ass out of bed early, or working late, or working smart, or again, like
hmm
we were talking about, facing your fears. I mean, um, big both of us have seen people that are facing fears, or they have fear come up. What do you often recommend, and how do you mentor people through a big fear? Because it's common, especially when people are working towards big goals, whether it's intimate or relationship or financial or business. Often there's a lot of fear there. There's often investment required, whatever that investment is, time, money, energy. There's often
Yeah.
investment. What do you see as the people's top fears, and how do you mentor them to get through those big fears?
Well, in terms of pretty much who I work with are people who are building their businesses in the online space. And the three biggest fears that I come up with in all of my years doing this is fear of success, fear of failure. And quite
Yes.
often, when you dig into those, and I don't know if you have this experience with your clients, they actually are often the same thing when you dig deep enough and get honest with themselves. The other thing, and it's massive, and even people that say they don't have it, they do, is the fear of what everybody else is going to think and say about them, or what
All
they
right.
are thinking and saying about them. But the other fear that comes up a lot when we're working with our clients towards their goal is when they get to doing something that they've never done before,
Yep.
then fear strikes them too. If you've never bungee jumped before, you're going to be scared the first time you do it. But the third time you do it, it's like, woohoo, let's go, let's do this.
What was I so
Right?
worried about? You know.
Yeah, yeah. So there's different fears. The fear in business for me, it's exciting. I actually did a workshop this morning on it. When you're working your business and you're humming along and things are going great, and then you hit this, you smack into the fear. That's a good thing. That means you're doing things you've never done before, because now you're going
Exactly.
to get results you've never gotten before and you are on your way.
Exactly. Yeah.
That
If
is
you're
a
right,
beautiful thing.
it is, because if
Yeah.
people want what they've never had before, they need to do things they've never done before, which to the
Yeah.
brain and to our amygdala is scary as hell. It's something new, and our brain neuroscience proves that the brain loves our brains are prediction machines. That's why our brains can work so fast. However, it's also why our brains and our predictions, assumptions, fears can be very, very inaccurate. In fact, most of our fears that we're worried about never, ever, ever come true, even remotely. But
hmm
our brains are great at manifesting, pardon me, not manifesting, manufacturing worst case scenarios. Oh, I'm going to lose all my money, or blah, 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 blah will happen. Or, people will hate me, or
Mm,
everyone's going to laugh at you, or whatever. And people's fear,
yeah.
even biggest fears. I mean, look at the news from even a week ago. Like, people have forgotten about it because people are all just involved in their own lives, and big huge news of a week ago, I can't even remember off the top of my head. So I think people need to stop worrying, because you're right, it's a
Mm,
huge fear of
yeah.
what people might say, what people will think about them. And it's like your mom or your grandma. What would people think? What would people say? Well, who cares? Because if I'm unhappy, it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
that's right. I'm doing what I love to do. Stop it. Something that my mom many, many years ago said that if people actually stop to think about the people who they think are thinking about them, they're not thinking about you.
That's
They're
exactly
over
right.
in their corner being
Yeah,
worried about what people are thinking about them. They're not thinking
exactly.
about you. So just get out
Exactly.
there and live your life,
And
right?
that's the thing. A little mistake we made. I
Yeah.
mean, this mistake we made on, I don't know, a Facebook video or on a customer call or on a stage or a presentation or course or whatever it is, or the mistake
Mm,
made when, I don't know, doing the wedding speech for your best friend. No one's gonna remember that. No one's gonna care. No one's gonna remember that
yeah.
tomorrow, let alone later today. And I think so
Yeah.
many people are so worried about what people will think, what people will say. The haters, embrace the haters. It's great. You have haters, amazing. It means instead of hiding in a cave or hiding behind whatever, you're out there doing something that most people don't do or never do, other than posting pictures and stuff, really putting some video out and being raw and real and having a powerful message. When we have haters, which again, people are so, what will people say about me? Who cares? People have haters and people chirping on what they say all the time. Plus, it's good, even if they hate. I had a Facebook ads post that went viral because a few people started, chirping me, and we did some banter back and forth, and different people chimed in, and my friends chimed in. You guys are idiots. James is great, and this and that. And the post
Awesome.
went viral. The ad went viral. It switched. So I'm like, this is great. I guess all news is good news to some degree. So it
Yeah,
was super interesting.
absolutely.
People's
Yeah,
biggest
no,
fears.
I think when you're catching attention, good or bad, that means you're, again, like the fear in your business when you're moving forward, it means you're getting attention. People are paying attention to you, and that is good.
Yeah,
And fear is where we grow. You can't be afraid of failing. You can't be afraid of the no's. You can't be afraid of the rejection,
yeah,
because yes lives in the land of no. The thing you
exactly.
want lives on the other side of that fear.
Right on.
And
Yeah, it's true.
maybe you know who said this, James, but the quote is the thing you desire lives in the cave you fear to enter. Something
I'm
like
not sure.
that.
Sounds like a
But
very
you
wise
got to go
person.
into that fear,
Yeah,
embrace it, and walk forward. Because if
and
you
that's the thing.
bounce off of it, you're never going to get to where you want to go. You're never
It's
going to
it's
get
it's
there.
it's true. Well, it's like that saying. Sometimes, I mean, there's just tons of when I coach entrepreneurs and business people and get past a fear or self-limiting beliefs or negative emotions, anxiety. I have lots of amazing tools to help them move past that. And inevitably, no matter what I do, yes, there is going to be some discomfort when something is new or untried, or even if you failed once at something. I mean, look how many times we fail learning to walk or learning to ride a bike. And if we gave up after one or two failures, we'd all be crawling around on the ground and
Yeah.
crawling from town to town versus biking from town to town or whatever. A-
Right.
And it's a shame that we let that happen and let fear get in our way. And with all our might, we need to push against that. Your part of your brain screaming, no. I used to have a big fear of the woods after getting lost in the woods when I was younger. And one night I said, screw it. 10 o'clock p.m. It's dark. I'm going to the woods myself with a book and a flashlight. And it was weird. It was like physically, it was actually hard to walk. And my body's saying, no, I'm like, we are freaking doing this now. We're doing this and do this now. And it was
Yeah.
so hard. And really, I sat in the woods myself. Just, I turned the flashlight on every 5 seconds. Then what's that? What was that noise? And eventually I calmed
Mm,
down and realized there's nothing to fear but fear itself. And it's just so
yeah.
irrational. There's
Yep.
nothing to be
It
afraid of
is.
other than my own overactive imagination. And
Mm-hmm.
that nuked that fear instantly as well, which is huge. Now you don't have. I didn't combine that with some of my tools. I thought, let me just walk through this fear and see how difficult it is. Luckily, with a
Yep.
lot of what I do is we can nuke a lot of these fears, worries, anxieties, and doubts, and make it easier to walk into the woods. And now I
Hmm.
love walking in the woods again, and I'm not afraid of the woods any time of day. So what
Yeah.
would you say? What are
That's
some
awesome.
big tools? Because like you said, fear and discomfort and growth typically don't hang out at the bar together. What are and when you're uncomfortable, you're growing. And if you're comfortable, you're not growing. And I'd even add in, if you're comfortable, you're not even comfortable. You're comfortably uncomfortable because you're not happy. You're not at the gym or losing weight or talking to hot people or going out
Yeah.
with your business, serving people,
Mm.
you're not actually comfortable. It's an illusion of
Nope.
peace, illusion of comfort.
Oh God,
What
yeah.
tips and tools and things do you recommend to people to beat those fears? Because to your point, everything we want is right on the other side of our fear. And when we go and do it, you're like, oh my God, that was so easy. What, even it was hard. You're like, that was a bit harder than I thought, or that was hard, but what was I so worried
Yeah.
about? What was the big
What was I
deal?
so worried about? Yeah. 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 Absolutely. So, what you were talking about comfort, we're talking about the comfort zone. I call it the discomfort zone. Look
True.
at all of the things who we're talking to. Anybody watching this? Hello. Look at the thing you're afraid to do. But look at where you are now and all the things you're living without
Yeah,
because you don't want to do that. You're eating at McDonald's instead of the five-star restaurant. You're driving a secondhand car instead of your Lamborghini.
true, true.
All of the things you're doing without. Is that comfortable? Is it comfortable to tell your children
Mm,
they're never going to go see Mickey Mouse? That's
fair.
not comfortable.
Or we can't buy you an XYZ. True, true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. No, no, you can't. You have to put that back or what. And I hear this when I'm out shopping and it breaks my heart and I just want
True.
to give them my card and say, let's talk.
Exactly. Exactly.
However, to get past the fear, and I'm not saying that to make people feel bad. That is not this. Please
I
hear
get
me
it.
on
I get it.
that. But that's what makes it uncomfortable. So your comfort is not comfortable. Past the fear. What if you do it? What if you did? And the one thing that I talk to people all the time about in webinars and seminars is take that thing you're afraid to do. Say making a call.
Hmm.
For those of you that know what a chicken list is, we all have a chicken list, the people on our phone list or our email list that we don't want to reach out to because maybe we perceive them to be of higher status in
Yeah.
society than us, right?
Or
So the
what if they're so
chicken
rich or they're so
list,
this or that? Yeah, they're a CEO or whatever. And I
yeah,
realize we all have the same problems, just more maybe people have different, more expensive problems than others.
yeah,
But we all
different,
have the same
yeah.
shit. We all have the same stuff, right?
The
Career.
same, the
So,
same problems. So I get them to just think of that one thing they want to do, like make that phone call. What if I
mhm,
don't? Dot, 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 dot. What if I
mhm,
do? Dot, 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 dot. The what if I do is always way more exciting. What
true.
if I don't? I'll never know the answer, but I won't have to put myself out there. I won't have to be scared and blah, blah, blah. But what if you do? What if they say yes?
What if
But
we
if
do?
they say no, that's okay too. But you know what? Now you've done it. Now you can move on to the next person. And so
True.
doing the what if on both sides of it, that's a really good quick tip for people to do. But always realize the thing that you are trying to achieve is on the other side of that fear. You have to go past it, like you were talking about being in the woods. I have a similar
Yeah.
story, if I may share it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I I used to be have 10 plus anxiety attacks a day. And
Uh,
one of them was wind and rainstorms, thunderstorms. And I come from Alberta, Canada, is where I was born and raised, and thunderstorms galore, like trees breaking, falling over. The Wizard of Oz freaked me the F out. And so I had the fear of thunderstorms and rain.
huh.
So one time there was when I was living in my own house and I was terrified. I was a grown ass woman.
No doubt. Yeah. It affects us all.
I walked outside in bare feet
Nice.
and I went out there and I stood in the rain and I just said, bring it and bring it on and give it to me. And now I absolutely, when I see thunderstorms coming, I'm like, yeah.
Nice. Nice.
My
Nice.
husband's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going outside. He's
All about
like,
the
have you
rain.
looked outside? And I'm like, hell yeah, I
Oh yeah.
have.
Exactly.
So when you face it, it disappears. When you
That's
make that
exactly it.
first phone call, like bungee jumping for the first time, you're like, oh,
That
the
was
sun's
easy.
still shining. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep, there's still oxygen in the air.
Exactly. I'm still alive.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
That's
maybe
it.
you're a little richer, even either in knowledge or in your bank account for having done it, opposed
That's
to
it.
still
I,
just being able to say no to everything.
and I love that how you said, look at how much it sucks not to have what you want and how amazing it'll be. So we have the carrot, how amazing it'll be, and the pokey stick about wow, how much is it, and people to get real and get honest with themselves and get present with how much it actually does suck versus, oh, life's okay, life's not that bad. and continue being addicted to TV or drugs or booze or cigarettes or sex or people or relationships or whatever, gambling, work, you name it. I've seen it all. Instead of buying our own bullshit, calling ourselves on our bullshit and being like, yeah, I'm not okay. This does suck. This is why I'm doing all this weird stuff. Emotional eating, I've done it all too, right? Just being
Mm.
honest with ourselves and yes, being gentle with ourselves, but also calling our own bullshit. Otherwise, we're going to stay stuck there. And maybe we should wrap up and we'll have a part two on actually goals and then how to get to those goals and how to visualize and how to create those goals. Because we talked about
I
getting
love
past
that.
fear. I think
I
it's
love
cool as
that.
well. And I'll leave us with
Yeah,
one tip too that I teach people. If you're
please.
feeling a negative emotion, to your point, avoid getting distracted with whatever, with this thing, with booze, porn, food, sex, drugs, rock and roll, you name it, and be present with it. Really, what is that feeling? What is the feeling that's there beneath this fear or this self doubt or whatever? What is the feeling there? What is the feeling, and then where is it in my body? Where is it? Actually, check into where it's happening in your body, and just to pay attention to it and notice it. Let it be there. Avoid forcing it away or pushing it away or rushing it away. Just let it sit there. Let's say it's in your chest. Let it, just pay attention to it. Observe what it's doing. Let it be there and just focus on it. Notice it. Observe it. Doing nothing else. Just observe it. Let it do there. Just chill, and you'll find that it dissipates. Whether in a few minutes or 45 minutes, it dissipates. It goes away. That's something I teach people, and I think I'll leave it at that for part one here, and just be with it, be present with it, breathe through it, and
Mm.
lo and behold, it's miraculous. It will go away when we avoid pushing away or numbing the pain or filling the void with stuff or substances. Just notice it, focus on it, avoid pushing away. It'll go away on its own. That is the key.
That's beautiful. I love
Right
that. I'm
on.
going to try that myself.
It works so
Yeah.
well. So I'm thinking we should have a
Yes.
part
Thank
two,
you.
and let's come back and
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about goal, achieving the goals, how to actually create goals, and how to actually get them to come to you, and the best times a day,
Hmm.
even for visualizing, for looking at goals, thinking about goals, and looking at affirmations. What is the best time maybe to make sure they actually happen, and how to
Yeah.
make sure they actually
Yeah.
happen? How's that sound?
That's perfect. And if you don't have a goal, how do you know where you're going, right? When you get in your car, you're going to the grocery store. Why would you get out of bed without one? And how can
Right
you
on.
measure if you're getting there? So
How
that's
do you know?
perfect. I love that idea. Let's
Am
do
I on
it.
track? I'm not on track. Perfect. Am I on track? Am I
All
not on
right.
track? I don't know. Well, let's make sure you know. So till next
All
time,
right.
I'm James R. Elliott.
I'm Connie Anne.
Beautiful.
Thank
See you
you.
all soon.
Bye for now.